everyone, welcome back to Spinning Iris. It is day 10 of Banned Book Month, which means it is time for Chapter 10 of Candide by Voltaire. Last we left Candide and the ladies. They had just escaped Lisbon and found refuge in an inn. Now let's find out what happens next. Are you ready? Let's go. Chapter 10. How Candide, Cunegonde, and the old woman arrived at Cadiz in great distress, and how they set sail from there. "Who could have stolen my money and diamonds?" said Cunegonde, weeping. "What are we going to live on? What shall we do? Where will I find inquisitors and Jews who will give me more money and diamonds?" "Alas," said the old woman, "I strongly suspect a reverend Franciscan who slept in the same inn with us last night in Badajoz. God preserve me from making a rash judgment, but he did come into our room twice, and he left the inn long before we did." "Alas," said Candide, "my dear Pangloss often proved to me that the goods of this world are common to all men, that every one has an equal right to them. Acting on that principle, the Franciscan should have left us enough to finish our journey. So you have nothing left, fair Cunegonde?" "Not a penny," she said. "What shall we do?" said Candide. "Let's sell one of the horses," said the old woman. "I'll ride behind madam, although I can sit only on one buttock, and we'll go on to Cadiz." There was a Benedictine prior staying at the same inn. He bought the horse for a low price. Candide, Cunegonde, and the old woman went through Lucena, Chias, and Lebrija, and finally reached Cadiz. A fleet was being fitted out there, and troops were being assembled to bring the reverend Jesuit fathers of Paraguay to reason, for they had been accused of inciting their tribes near the town of Sacramento to revolt against the King of Spain and the King of Portugal. Candide, having served in a Bulgar regiment, went through the Bulgar drills in front of the general of the little army with such grace, speed, skill, pride, and agility that he was placed in command of a company of infantry. Now that he was a captain, he boarded a ship with Lady Cunegonde, the old woman, 2 men-servants, and the 2 Andalusian horses that had once belonged to the Grand Inquisitor of Portugal. During the whole voyage they often discussed poor Pangloss's philosophy. "We're going to another world," said Candide. "It must be the one in which all is well, because I must admit that it's possible to complain about some of the things that go on in our world from both a physical and a moral point of view." "I love you with all my heart," said Cunegonde, "but my soul is still shocked by what I've seen and experienced." "Everything will go well," replied Candide. "I've already noticed that the sea of this new world is better than our European seas. It's calmer, and the winds are steadier. I'm sure it's the new world that's the best of all possible worlds." "May God grant that you're right," said Cunegonde. "But I've had such horrible misfortunes in my world that my heart is nearly closed to hope." "You both complain," said the old woman, "but neither of you has known misfortunes like mine." Cunegonde nearly laughed. She found it amusing of the old servant to claim to have been more unfortunate than she. "My good woman," she said, "unless you've been raped by 2 Bulgars, been stabbed in the belly twice, seen 2 of your castles demolished, had 2 mothers and 2 fathers murdered before your eyes, and see 2 of your lovers flogged in an auto da fe, I don't see how you can surpass me. And let me add that I was born a baroness with 72 generations of nobility, and then became a cook." "Madam," replied the old woman, "you don't know about my birth, and if I were to show you my backside, you wouldn't talk that way. You'd suspend judgment." These remarks aroused intense curiosity in the minds of Cunegonde and Candide. The old woman spoke to them as follows. And that's the end of chapter 9. This old woman is a bit sassy. Can't wait to find out what she's all about. And we'll find out about that tomorrow. Hope you'll join me again. Take care. See you then. Bye-bye.